Control files are basically files used in the SQL loader for the purpose that how the data is going to be loaded. Means that in the control files, we will see that exactly what are the contents can be discussed and can be seen inside the file. First of all, we will discuss what are the control files, three sections of the control files and sample control files with some explanation. The loader control files tells SQL loader where to find the load data, means source of the data format, how it's separated by comma or double quotations. Configuration details means that memory management, record rejection, and interrupted load handling. So how basically data is going to be manipulated. So manipulation kind of thing, sources of the data, and the format of the data means that how data is organized in the source file. SQL loader control file is basically a text file. We can edit directly the contents inside the file, but in a certain way in the separate lines. So SQL loader finds data to be loaded, how SQL loader expects the data to be formatted, and data configures memory management, rejected record, bad records, logging of the data is basically normally through the control files. How SQL loader manipulates data being loaded. So this is basically a task of the SQL loader. First section contains, there are three sections of the control files. So we have a global option such as bind size, rows, records to skip, and so on. So first portion is normally managed with the bind size details. In file class specify, which means the input data or the source of the data, means you have to indicate that path and file from which the data is coming up, which is of course mostly we will use it comma delimited file. How data is to be loaded, that's the first part. The second section consists of one or more tables class, which means into table class, where we mention that exactly data is going into which table. And similarly, third section is mentioning that present, if present means contains input data. So we can put the data within the control file as well. Let's see sample control file. So in the first portion, if you look at this one, it is showing you that we have option here that we have a load data statement, then we have a in file, and then in this particular in file we will see that we have option for bad file, means that we have to indicate where the data is going on. Discarded file is also given here. Append is optional if you want to use it, and this is our target table, so where we put the data. And similarly we have columns as well, so this portion is related with columns and other details. So this is how sample control files can be seen. Of course it's going to be lengthy as well, but later on it normally managed with the help of other options as well. Sample control files means that how comments are entered into the control file. Comments can appear anywhere, but they should not appear within the data. So data should be the last part, and load data statement tells SQL loader that this is beginning of the new load data. So continue load data statement is also used for the in progress without interrupting. In file keyword specifies the name of the data source file. The syntax is free format. Syntax is case sensitive, and in this particular case we say comments extends from the two hyphens, which are normally called as comments, and constant keyword is reserved. Like for example, we have free format, and in this particular format we have a multiple lines. It is case insensitive, so you can use without any problem single quotation or double quotation marks. Two hyphen for use for the comment statement, and constant can be used we need to SQL loader, and therefore it has a special reserve word. So constant as a name means that it is used for any table or columns. So this is called syntax consideration.